The chef's got something in the oven, y'all. Now, when he's going to serve it, I don't know. They say game 2, but you see him getting ready. And I'm not going to lie, this man had me nervous. Anthony Davis, the Brow, one of the truly dominant players in this league. And if you watched my scouting report on him, I told you, he'll take you up top, but really what he wants to do is cut back door and catch that lob. This one above the square, we're talking Bill Russell range, taking nickels off the top of the backboard. Or was that Wilt? Either way, AD getting what he wants early on. Kevin's like, why 2, why 3? No, how about a 4-point play? Solomon Hill's contest, it was like he wasn't even there. Golden State extra crispy to start this game at Oracle Arena. More KD operating from his spots. This time it's Drew Holiday, and they did not send the hard trap like we saw in the Portland series. Gentry respecting the guns in Oakland. Here we go, defense, transition, and Sean Livingston spent all his VC on his dunk package. The boy has bounce for the playoffs, and Roracle was loud and overwhelming, and when Draymond's hitting threes, it's just too demoralizing because he's not supposed to hit those. Those are the shots you yield. He picked his spots well, but what he does is create for others. Watch him throw it up to the 7-footer and slim, 2 hands at the rim. As they started to feed off the energy of the crowd, you see that Illuminati money in the building. Now, perhaps all that time off hurt the Pelicans because they just didn't seem to have the right intensity that they needed to come into Oracle Arena with Clay, the kill shot in the corner, one of his 4 on the night. Keep him off the floor. We don't need no tease. We don't need no tease. The picture-perfect release from Killa, 27 points on the night. But shooting, we expect that from Golden State. It was the energy and execution, the 50-50 balls. Golden State seemed to get to all of them. This man starting for Steph once again splashes the high arcing 3. And not only did you get outstanding performances from the big 3, all of the others chipped in and performed well. And they're going to have to do something with Slim. 26 points on the night, and it came easy. Mirotic is too slow, and the other guys are too small. AD is going to have to sack up and guard KD. How about to close the third, 103 through 3. AD, it's your move. All right, y'all, let's really put your sports knowledge to the test. Because in hindsight, it's 2020, right? Everybody wants to say they saw the Pelicans sweeping the Blazers, or I called that game. I'm guilty of it too. Well, now here's our opportunity to prove it. Introducing Boom Called It, the newest app from the Apple App Store. Once you download it, not only is it a way to just check live scores, it's a way for you to predict the outcome and prove to your friends how much you really know about these sports. Now here's the best part. For each outcome that boom you call, you get BCI, points, depending on the underdog or the favorite. There's leaderboards, and the top of those leaderboards are rewarded. Now, moving forward, as we build this community, I'm gonna hold competitions between my subscribers. Who can beat your boy Alk on the leaderboards? So if you want a chance to challenge me in your sports knowledge, go ahead and download Boom Called It right now. I'm out, y'all. All right, y'all. Could that have been any better, right? But let's ease up, right? This is one game. And those of you that saw my preview, and I am still worried. I am optimistic moving forward, right? That was an amazing display from Golden State. And first off, I think that let's be real. Let's play a little bit of basketball math. This was a little bit of an indictment on the Portland Trailblazers. Right? They made the Pelicans look like world beaters. And then 2, let's give a little more credit maybe towards San Antonio. Right? Because you look at the roster and, the Warriors were never really pushed, but their discipline and execution was probably not given enough credit in that first round series and maybe made Golden State not look as good as we had hoped, right? Now, going into this, I was doing a live pregame for my patrons and someone broke the news, Steve Kerr is starting Nick Young. Now, y'all know how I feel about Nick Young, right? That's not a secret. Steve Kerr, I even tweeted like he a wild boy, man. He's a savage for that one. Now, I knew JaVale McGee wouldn't get the start because of the perimeter-oriented Pelicans, but I thought it would be Looney, or I thought they might go Livingston and Iguodala in the backcourt. I didn't know. I didn't think of Nick Young, but to Kerr's credit, man, he came in and he hit a 3. Now, he got beat a couple times backdoor. When Looney came in is when the clampers really picked up in the first quarter. But I thought the first scheme thing that was interesting to me was Drew Holiday started on Draymond Green. And at first I was like, man, that's kind of weird. And then I realized why they were doing that is because Draymond is the main screen setter in the offense, right? On-ball screen setter. And so that would enable their best defender in Drew to switch onto the ball on all of those screens. But it just didn't really play out that way. And he never got going, right? Then the second matchup was KD and Mirotic. And I understand the theory of, oh, he may get his, or you don't want to make Anthony Davis have to use all that energy. I don't like it. If I'm a Pelicans fan or just schematically from basketball, that's why you have Anthony Davis. People are talking about he is maybe the best player in the NBA, myself included. If you're the best player in the NBA, you're one of the few guys that matches up with KD. Go and guard him, because Mirotic, it was a valiant effort, but how many times did he ooh and all the crowd with that big irky jerky crossover? KD did his thing, right? But it was really devastating gravity off the ball. Clay just running a clinic off screens, and the execution. And that's when it was like, man, we didn't give San Antonio enough credit. When I watched some of the laser passes to the rim, a lot of finishes at the rim, and the game really was not ever in question after about the 6-minute mark in the first quarter, right? So Draymond with the triple-double, and they limited the turnovers. They played fast, but in controlled, right? That was the dialogue and what Steve Kerr was talking about going into this game. And so it couldn't have been any better. And you could see the Pelicans, you could read their body language. They were like, they got G-checked, right? It was like Debo. They were like, Smokey, what you got on my 40? Smokey, what you got on my, they got straight G-checked, and you could read their body language like they were shell-shocked. They were like, I guess we aren't as good as we thought they were. And I thought that was very important. It was just one game, but the fact that it was game one, and in the fashion that Golden State came out and really flexed on them, it really just knocked all the confidence and all the momentum out of this young Pelicans team. And I can't say enough about what that means moving forward, because there's going to be some fight left in the Pelicans. And moving forward, speaking of moving forward and into the rest of the series, Steph, about Tuesday night. About playing Tuesday. Now, I know everybody's anxious to see him, but the way that just went, because if you look at the schedule, and correct me if I'm wrong, dude, is game 3 Thursday or Friday? But what I'm saying is if you hold Steph one more game, you're going to buy him essentially a whole nother week to just build confidence and build some conditioning on that knee. And so I think that's going to be the talk about around this game. Now, I talked about the Pelicans getting punched in the mouth, and they didn't respond. AD he was getting bullied. He looks chipped up, fell on that hand, right? And it was just perfect execution all around. I will caution, I think they were hitting the offensive glass hard, and it worked. But it also, if you miss, it allows them to get out in transition, and that's the only way they really seemed to be able to score, was Rondo pushing the ball in transition. But what I caution is it almost came too easy, right? We've seen this story all season long where the Warriors, once they've shown like, oh, we can beat these dudes and we're superior, then they tend to let their foot off the pedal. And it didn't really happen tonight, but I'm just saying, game 2, do the Warriors come out with the same punch? We know the Pelicans are going to regroup and try to be ultra aggressive and answer. If you watch in playoff series, it's game 2 where the team answers, right? No matter what, it's the team that lost game 1 is always the aggressor in game 2. That's just the way it is. So does Golden State not rest on what they've done and get a little arrogant? They need to continue with this, because this is a dangerous team with a lot of talent. They didn't shoot the ball well. I think Gentry, like I said, I pointed out those matchups. I'm not feeling it. I think AD's got to man up and guard KD, and I don't know about the Drew switching thing because Clay went off. Clay had the damn quick scope going. Oracle was roaring, and we'll see when Steph comes back. Are they going to bring him off the bench? There's rotations and adjustments to be made, but it was very important to get game 1 in the fashion they did. They really just G-checked him and let him know the champs is here. The champs is here. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.